Okay, so if you've been on YouTube for the past few years, your definition of the word prank may have been warped to mean casual sexual assault, or race baiting, or fake murder, because what the hell? But pranksters are not restricted to privileged millennials. Sometimes scientists indulge themselves in a practical joke. So, hello, welcome to Nerdy and Quirky. Here's some cool history. Nikola Tesla and Mark Twain, or Samuel Clemens, two brilliant 19th century minds that don't really need an introduction. They both stood atop their respective fields, science and literature. And by the end of this story, one of them is going to shit their pants. Okay, so Tesla and Twain were pretty tight, right? Tesla credits Twain for saving his life because he got sick as a kid, but after hearing Mark Twain's stories, he found a reason to live again. It's alive! They became acquaintances so close that they could often be found together in the corners of their elite New York City parties. Now, Tesla was known for showing off his toys, so one day when Twain was over at his lab, he made the pitch for his latest invention, an oscillating platform. It was this disc that vibrated. Tesla figured out that while also being comfortable, like a massage chair at Costco, it also had some health benefits. So Twain hopped aboard, Tesla flipped the switch, the platform began to quake, and Twain was thrilled by the experience. It imparted vigor and vitality apparently, but after a while, Tesla told him it was time to step down. But who would want to step down from this invigorating machine? Well, remember those health benefits I mentioned? It was beneficial for people with constipation. So after Twain ignored Tesla's warning, needless to say, the following moments scared the shit out of him. Another name that might be familiar to my fellow nerds out there, Melvin Calvin. He was a notoriously serious guy who made even more serious contributions to chemistry. In fact, he won the 1961 Nobel Prize for Chemistry largely for his discovery of light-independent reactions of photosynthesis, collectively called the Calvin cycle, after him. During his research, he had to conduct a bunch of experiments, each requiring some complex, mad scientist-worthy rig like this one, as illustrated by one of Calvin's grad students, A.T. Wilson, for a 1955 paper for the Journal of the American Chemical Society. Now, do you notice anything interesting about the diagram? How about now? Well, Wilson had made a bet that he could hide a fisherman in one of those diagrams he was making for the paper, and he pulled it off without anyone noticing. But finally, Rosalind Franklin. She is one of my favorite people in history, and if you don't know who she is, here's the rundown because she deserves one. She was a 20th century chemist who helped lay the foundation for the discovery of the molecular structure of DNA. Now, she was also notably extremely cautious in her and her lab's claims, earning her the reputation of a buzzkill. Now, Rosalind did most of her research in King's College alongside Maurice Wilkins, and they did not have a very good relationship. She had a tendency to play the role of the realist and shut down ideas all too bluntly. In the 1950s, Wilkins was becoming more and more certain of the helical structure of DNA, and as it would turn out, Rosalind was coming to the same conclusion. However, she once again played the devil's advocate. But uncharacteristically, this notoriously boring party pooper pulled a prank. She sent a notice that read,
"It is with great regret that we have to announce the death on Friday, 18th of July, 1952, of DNA helix, crystalline. Death followed a protracted illness, which an intensive course of bestialized injections had failed to relieve. A memorial service will be held next Monday or Tuesday. It is hoped that Dr. M.H.F. Wilkins will speak in memory of the late helix."
She had invited Wilkins to the funeral of his own hypothesis. That is about as nerdy as a prank could ever get. Rosalind Franklin. Savage. Well, that was just some cool history on scientists and their academic antics. Now, what about you guys? Who's your favorite scientist in history? I might make a video about them. If you enjoyed this episode or you just want to support cool history, liking and sharing would help me out so much. But either way, have a lovely day. Oh yeah, if you want to learn about another literary legend who didn't poop their pants, check out this episode on Edgar Allan Poe. Also, Rosianna needs to be thanked for saving the world from my terrible Rosalind Franklin impression.